Welcome into the Ryan Ripken Show, everybody. Hey, special edition here. It's Friday, noon Eastern time here. And the reason why we're up here, we're up at, if you guys have definitely heard this jingle, but we're here at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. That sounds right in here. Sounds beautiful in here.
Beautiful.
And the reason why we're here is that ESPN Bet has now officially gone in as the sportsbook up here at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. So we had to be here for it. And what we got planned coming up in about 8 minutes, Santana Moss, one of the Washington legends, wide receiver. He's going to join us, talk a little bit of football here, talk about being up here. They changed up some things with the restaurant. They got all this memorabilia over here. And I'm just curious in general on some of his football takes. Zach thinks he's going to be able to convince Santana that the NFC is a conference of losers.
Conference of losers.
I don't
Jaden
think
Daniels to lose.
Well, okay, maybe he'll agree to that.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
don't call it the NFC least for nothing.
Exactly. It's all about how I approach the conversation with him. If I lead it as a Jaden Daniels hype up combo, I think I get him to
So you have it all planned out.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
all right.
Simple.
Yeah. So, and as you can see, we got the ESPN Bet shirts. And so for our winners, I messaged the two winners on Instagram and X. So I'm sorry if you did not get that message. Well, don't win those chances. But on this show, if you're tuning in right now live, when Santana joins, you're going to have a chance to win this football on here. And Santana's going to sign it.
Hey, now.
So how do we do that for our members here? Are we going to have them, when Santana joins, they have to say a certain phrase, and then we can do the random wheel?
I want to put this helmet.
Do you know how to use the random wheel?
I did it.
Plug it in.
You just got to plug it in on the laptop.
Did
Just
they
type in
tell us if we
random
could or
wheel.
couldn't put the helmet on?
I was just about to say, like,
I want to
I don't
put
think we're
that
going
on.
to put the helmet on.
Kevin would look absolutely sick
Yeah.
on that thing.
That'd be a new set of pictures we could do here.
Yeah.
We could go to the
Hell yeah.
bullpen with the football helmet.
I'm going to need someone to give me a yes or no on this.
I'm not going to lie. The helmet is sick looking.
That's what I'm saying. I just like,
I love the mat. The mat
it's calling me like the
ridiculous.
gob.
Are we allowed to touch it?
I'm sure you
I
can.
touched it. That's why
Why are we not touching it?
I
thought we were.
strategically put it there.
Well, Kevin can touch it. That's crazy.
I don't know what to expect here. But what you guys can expect, though, chance to win the Santana Moss. But when Santa comes on,
Santa Claus is coming to West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Goodness.
We should have planned that out better.
We should have.
I like that could become a jingle for Santana. I love it. But in all seriousness, when he joins, comment Santana. When he comes on right now, that will enter you in the contest.
Oh,
and
no,
then,
it could be HTTTR.
Word is
HTTC.
Why don't we just stick with Santana? For this reason, comment Santana when he joins the show right here in a few minutes. Heel Cinnamon Santana. Comment Santana here.
Too many letters.
But guys, overall, when we're looking at all this, this is great. You know, Hollywood Casino has been one of our proud sponsors here over this last year. Excited to do more work with them in the future. And we've literally seen this rise. I mean, honestly, it seems a little bit more vibrant just with the coloring, but the ribbon ceremony was amazing. The aesthetic
looks incredible.
The memorabilia, Zach, can you pull up some of the some photos and videos so far of what we've had in store?
Yeah, I mean, we see all of this out here. I just want to.
Holy shit! I didn't even see that.
I got Kyle Hamilton Notre Dame jersey right here. This John Morant jersey is calling my name. It's
back to back right there too.
This would be my third John Morant jersey though, and I don't know if I can.
Do you have that one?
No, I have his high school and the regular. But we have some Tyler Warren.
Saquon.
Look at that.
Saquon.
Man.
The Saquon one, man.
The Iverson one too.
Yeah. So and that's just half of it. There is so much behind us. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
There's a lot going on somewhere right now. I can hear.
It
might be Pat.
It's fucking Pat.
If you hear Pat McAfee, it's the TV's around.
Because
the TVs
he's
are very loud.
Yeah.
But overall, though, guys, fellas, we're gonna have some topics to talk about. There are a couple football conversations that we will have. Then we'll have one baseball as we get closer to the end of the show. We'll probably go for about an hour and a half, 1:30, 2 o'clock maybe, and that'll be it. We're going to have a chance to put in a bet here at ESPN Bet, but we need your guys' help. I think this would be a great community post. So help us win. Help us help you. We're looking for our best bet. Are we looking for a parlay or are we looking for a straight bet? I think parlay for the
Parlay.
group. For the group. So
put them in there.
we want your all's best ESPN best bet like we do all the time. We want this case. Brad, there's no Zay Flowers over 100 yards available for this one.
No
I really want
I wanted that Tez Walker anytime touchdown. Too bad.
You know what I also wanted? I want the over and under on how many tush pushes are going to be in the game. Like that's that. I want that to be
Then
something.
don't they have the Gatorade color now?
Yeah.
Can't you bet on the
you
Gatorade
could always
color?
bet that
That's not as
Gatorade
fun.
color.
That's not.
That's
Kevin,
That's
get,
old.
get
I'm just
with
saying.
it.
There's
Get
a lot.
with
There's
it.
a lot of different stuff you can bet on these days.
Goodness
That's what I'm
gracious.
saying.
I'm looking up if you can bet on where they.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Is that on ESPN Bet, the Gatorade color?
I'm not.
Yes,
sure.
it will be. Yes, it is everywhere.
It's
Every
become
place
it's
offers.
become a big deal.
Yeah, it's been for. I feel like the Gatorade color. That was like one of the original props. Like every year you have props. I always do bet on a lineman to score a touchdown. I just do. It's something I have to. It's in my.
Hopefully, you're not putting too much money on that.
Oh, and then it hits, and you're upset that I won a lot of money. Wow, Kevin.
Did it have to hit before?
It is the Super Bowl, Kevin. Weird stuff happens.
So
That's
as
very
you
true.
as you can tell, we have a united front at this table as
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
But guys, I mean, honestly, I'm excited. We got a lot more content that we're gonna have coming your way from this. And if you guys did miss the news yesterday, the Ryan Ripken Show, we're going down to the Super Bowl next week. On Tuesday, we're gonna start our journey for Radio Row. It's exciting. It has been a process, but we cannot wait to continue to grow. And again, a big thank you to our channel members. Big reason why we're able to continue to do these things is the support from sponsors like Hollywood Casino, Adams, Jeep of Maryland. But then also when we're looking at, it's you guys. You guys, the community is what makes this go. So if you want to be a part of the community and get some exclusive content when we're down there at the Super Bowl in New Orleans, click that join button there, be a Rips Good Kid, or join and be a Holy Shirts and Pants member. Holy Shirts and Pants. And then baseball season's going to happen.
It's
And then
going to
all
be
bets are
so
off.
fast. Like, it's going to be, I feel like we're going to get to Radio Row, blink, and then it's opening day.
Yeah.
Like, it's just going to be so quick.
Yeah.
It's
Wasn't Isaiah likely just out of bounds? I always
Yes.
say that.
Yeah. We say
he
about
just
that.
stepped out. The toe was it was out. Should have worn those
Sadly.
white
I'm
cleats.
so glad you guys want to bring up that memory here. Still, over and over again.
It's
but
important to me.
I still have some emotional damage. Okay, I think a lot of people do.
We all do.
I tell you what, I think that people are wishing for the Commanders and the Ravens. Imagine if both those teams made it to the Super Bowl. Imagine I know people in Baltimore wanted the Ravens, but I selfishly, I wanted a Maryland, Baltimore, DMV to control the football universe. I thought that would have been the coolest thing, Jaden versus Lamar.
Or at least one representing.
Oh, of course. But I mean, like, could you have imagined? But we will have to just imagine here moving forward. But
Yeah,
guys,
Kevin, get off here.
Kevin, we're gonna kick
All
Kevin
right.
out of here for a second. Kevin, we love you because we got Santana joining us right now.
We'll get him on.
And definitely not Rocco.
Yeah, unfortunately, Joe, I know, Joe, you asked, can we get the food?
No, it's
Rocco
okay.
is
Usually
here.
it's Rocco that we get rid of, so
Yeah.
it makes sense. You're inevitable?
He's here to stay.
You're good? Everything's set up? How's it going? And everyone that doesn't need a further introduction, but former Washington great, Santana Moss. And fun fact, though, I wonder if people in the chat know where you started your career, Santana.
I wonder, do they know?
Yeah. Well, so for those that don't know,
New York. New
There
York.
it is.
New
Look
York.
at that.
Big city of dreams.
Yeah. Well,
What's up, fellas?
How you
How's
doing?
it going?
How y'all doing, man?
Zach, Brad.
How you doing, buddy?
Doing well. Nice to see you.
So talk to me. We did the ribbon cutting.
Yeah.
And by we, you did the ribbon cutting.
Yeah, I kind of put my hand in there a little bit, make it so I won't look like I'm just being in the picture for nothing. You know what I mean? You had to touch it a little bit. So
Yeah, exactly.
I touched the scissors. I don't know how much cutting I did, but I put my hands on the scissors.
It was crisp. It was clear.
Yeah.
And then we had some good photo ops. Stood
Yeah.
in the back. It's beautiful. And then so we appreciate you coming up here. 'Cause
No doubt.
They love the connection. And I guess first impressions, it's vibrant. I like the aesthetic. We've been up here so many times doing shows already.
Uh-huh.
But for you, first impression now, it looks like I love what the finished product.
It's like a place I could come. If the crap tables is kicking my behind, I will come right over here and eat some wings and watch some sports.
It's a comfort. It's a comfort area.
And place a couple of. I know I will be on there placing a couple of player props or placing some bets. So no, it's good because I think when I was just telling one of the guys who had a little stint with the Redskins, around the time when they was called the Redskins. I'm only saying that name because they was once they was once. Yeah, exactly. So I was telling him when I first became one. In 2005, this was like a home away from home. Like we would come up here, get on the blackjack table, get on the craps table. We had a great time. And now with the world has shifted and so much into sports betting, to have this right here in your backyard for the people that's near this casino, it's great. And I think this is something that I know I have some degenerate as friends when it comes to sports betting.
We all do.
Look, I just told one of my homeboys I was coming up here today. He was like, "They have a what there?" And trust me, he stays in, I believe, not too far from here in Frederick. And so I know he would be here a lot. So no, it's a nice spot, and I'm looking forward to the wings that I'm supposed to be tasting.
They're good.
I'm telling you, the wings are.
I'm a wing guy.
They're legit.
So,
they're legit.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, we came up here. I think it was for one of the Sunday. It was the VIP tailgate events. It's all you can eat wings, and again, like it's why we're okay with kicking Rocco off. It's because Rocco fully took advantage of that one.
Man. Oh yeah, as he should, though, right? All you can eat.
Yeah, all you can eat, hanging out here. But we're just so glad it's done. This is honestly, guys, like literally, we started coming here almost a year ago, Santana. So we know how much work the staff up here at Hollywood Casino has put in. They've been great with us. I can't wait. And you talked about putting some bets in. We asked our members as well. Mm-hmm. You say you got maybe some thoughts for this game. Maybe we'll ask you again because I got to place a bet today, and we're trying to put together a good parlay.
Okay.
And if we win, they win. I think that's going to be the biggest part. 100%. We get this win, it's going to our community.
Let's do it.
But let's talk about with you then. On the football side now.
Okay.
Honestly, I mean, I think fair to say through your career, at least for me, growing up in the region. No offense, the Washington years, it was an up and down roller coaster,
no doubt,
right? But you were kind of the constant, the name. They were the guy they looked towards. How much pride does it give you now seeing where the team was to where it is going to continue to go? I mean, this year was a fairy tale for a lot of people. No one expected. But it seems like not only did they have a great year, but it's the changing of a guard.
Yeah.
Like it feels like Washington is back.
Man, I love it, man. I love what the new ownership means. Josh and those guys have came in and really put their foot down and really went out there. It's one thing that you're saying, I'm going to do this and do that. But when you actually do it and you actually see the dividends from it, it's just, it cleans out a lot of those bad vibes and that bad energy. And, I keep telling folks, like, I'm not going to sit up here and have the same sentiments that they have because of the owner was to them. He was different to me. You know what I mean? As a player, we love Dan.
Right.
But at the same time, when you understand how an organization has to be run, when you see the change, you say, oh, okay, if that's what's going on, then we as players, we're like this. We wear blinders on. We're going out there to play football and be the best we can be and try to provide for our family. So, but you can honestly see a different wave, a different energy with Josh and his crew. And not only that, just with the coaching staff alone, the whole culture change with Dan Quinn and those guys to have that dog-ass mentality, the way that these guys go out there and fight. See, one of the things I came into this season with, I had no expectations. And I said, as long as they go out there and play competitive football, then, the cookies should crumble the way it should crumble. And every week they showed us that we're going to fight. Mm-hmm. We're going to be in every fight. And at the end of the day, if you're better than us, then you should have it. If you're not, then we're going to win it. Right. And they did that. They did that. So, man, it was a tremendous ride. I always say it as a player, if I don't get there as a player, I'm going to be around this thing so I can really see it happen. And that's how much I believed in us having this day one day. And I'm glad to see it finally got here. And now it's one of those things is, can we be consistent enough in what we do, to make sure we're that much better this offseason? I'm pretty sure AP is going to get back to work and doing what he has to do when it comes to scouting these guys, getting the right kind of players in here, free agency and through the draft. Now as a team, that staff, Dan is not going to be satisfied for what they went out there and did. Left a lot on the field last week against Philly, which Philly, anyone could easily say pound for pound, they was the better team. Yeah. But when you watch what transpired throughout that game, the fumbles that we had, And not to say that we just fumbled the ball. Philly went out there and took the ball from us.
Yeah.
But to still have moments where we was in that game,
Mhm.
what would have been the outcome if we didn't have those fumbles? Didn't have those
First half
miscues?
was very competitive.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. And so that's what I look at it, man. And that was the one thing I wanted to see from us last week that we didn't do. Just go out there and give yourself a chance and may the ball lie the way it lies at the end, and we didn't give ourselves a fighting chance.
Yeah, I mean, every single game, you couldn't turn off the TV with the Commanders this year. Like, at some point, a mistake happened, you're like, oh, it's going to unravel from here, right? But they were in it.
You expect that, because that's what happens normally, right?
Yeah, no offense. That's kind of what it was for those years with you guys. And I think the one constant, though, and I don't like that whole cliche of this, Santana, but just the reality of the situation. If you got the guy at quarterback, you got a dude, it does change everything. And I know for you, there was a few quarterbacks over your time.
A few. You being polite.
I was being nice. Okay,
Yeah, don't be polite.
Yeah, okay. How many quarterbacks do you remember?
Well, so I've had 15 in 14 years.
Wow.
That's it?
That's including my New York days. I had 15 quarterbacks in 14 years.
Damn.
Now, in Washington, it was probably 10 or 11. So it was 11 of those guys that I went through in 10 years. It's hard as hell to have a, not even from the team aspect, but from an individual aspect. As a receiver, everything's riding on the quarterback and the offensive line and the offense as a whole. What your coordinator is going to allow you to do as a guy, in that offense. And so with having that already against you, you know what I mean, just to see what transpired this year with Terry McLaurin and just he went out there. This guy arguably is one of the better receivers, top 5 receivers in our division the last 5 years without Jaden Daniels. And to honestly actually go out there and see now what it's like to have a top tier quarterback. I mean, a quarterback that's a Pro Bowler, not only a Pro Bowler, arguably could have easily been an MVP this year. He was in the race at one point, especially only just being a rookie. Yeah. It shows you how much that means to a receiver. You saw what Terry was able to do. Like the last 9-10 games he played in, he had 10. You include that Philly game, coming into that game, he had 9 touchdowns in 10 games. So now you add that game, he had 10 in 11 games. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's what having a quarterback does for a receiver. And at one point they were saying, "Oh, Terry's not really he's not a top tier wideout. Why isn't he?" This is only a guy that at one point we was calling Mr. 50-50. We had to change that name to Mr. Clutch.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what having a quarterback means. So not only that pays dividends to a receiver, but to an organization. Yeah. This guy was able to move the needle and have the whole team be refreshed and energized and go out there and say, like, you heard our defensive guys saying it. When we had the ball last, we had all the confidence in the world that the kid was going to bring it home. And he did just that.
And on the flip side of that, how important was it for Terry McLaurin, or how important was it for Jaden to have a guy like Terry?
No doubt,
too, right?
No doubt.
Like his success this season as a rookie, I would imagine, is predicated on having a guy like Terry to toss the rock to.
No doubt. I mean, one of the things that stands out from me as a player, when I was young playing this game, this is some of the things I try to tell my son now. It's okay to be that guy. It's okay to be the guy that everybody talks about. But in order for you to be that guy that your team is going to consistently talk about, or the fan base is going to consistently talk about, it's about how consistent can you be, in your journey or through your journey in this league and on any level. And that's what Terry brought. He brought consistency. He was a guy that, regardless of who the quarterback was, his play never changed. And then when the quarterback got better, his play rose to the challenge. So that's what pays dividends when you have a guy like Terry that's just been fighting, man, and has just been clawing, and that had that dog ass mentality before Dan Quinn them got in here. And that's what Dan did when he realized, like, oh, okay, I got certain guys on here that already have, what I taught, what I preach. And to see a guy like Terry, honestly, man, not only Terry, the things that Zach Ertz did for that offense, man, this guy was, I think they had a stat that just popped up that said he had 20-something targets and no drops in the play, from that playoff stint. That's phenomenal. Yeah. And we wasn't even thinking about Zach Ertz being that big of an option, in his offense this year. So guys like Terry, guys like Zach Ertz, guys like Austin Eckler, man, they don't get enough credit for what this season was for us, because those guys were tremendous down the stretch, and they was tremendous all season long for a young Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's the veteran presence. I like to tell people, Santana, on the baseball side, you can't replicate having leadership and guys that are capable and been there and done that, and that you can count on and rely in situations, especially for young players. And that's what you saw was like the perfect blend of, you had guys that Scary Terry. I thought of a comparison, not saying for your game styles, but as far as where I thought the talent always was, like watching you, like that was the guy. What I was saying for Washington, I'm like, oh, I know Santana, man, he's good. Yeah. But the teams weren't doing as well, so then you maybe get left out of conversations at times, right? So to see that and then see the evolution of it, it's been great. I'll be honest though, I wish we were seeing the Commanders and the Ravens playing right now. I think this place would even be,
oh my God,
the region would be buzzing.
Could you imagine? I mean, and that's where it's trending at now. I mean, when you look at what Lamar Jackson has, been able to do in this league, and to me, he's my MVP this year. I mean, I don't have a vote in it, but I would pick him. I would think that when it comes down to what kind of regular season he had, you can argue that, Josh Allen went out there and played phenomenal football. But if I was the MVP last year and my numbers are better this year, you're not going to give it to me. You know what I mean? You're not going to say arguably that's enough for me to win it again. So, but I think when you look at what Lamar Jackson brings to the Ravens, you can honestly look out the side of your eye and say, oh, that kid over there in DC looks similar. You know what I mean? And the game is different. He's a little more dynamic to me out the gate in the pocket. Lamar has gotten there now. You know what I mean? I've always thought he had a tremendous arm, but now he's able to, dissect that pocket a little better, be able to move around and still look downfield and get the ball out. But that's what Jaden come into the game with already out the gate. So it would have been great to see that matchup, man. And it's something that we can all be hopeful for the future,
Oh, absolutely. And for those of you not familiar with where we are, we're not in our studio in Baltimore. We're up at Hollywood Casino Charlestown Races in West Virginia with Santana Moss. And Santana, are you on X, by the way? Are you on socials at all?
I'm not. I think the last tweet I posted when it was Twitter was back in 2012, and I wrote, "I'm chilling." So if you ever have to go back and see, you look up 8 to the 9. And
do you remember specifically where you just pull your phone out? I didn't get on X Twitter until the last few years. So do you remember when you tweeted that out yourself?
I remember it vividly because we was in the season at the time, and it was either in the season or in the off season, and I was just like, I don't know what to do with this thing. Let me just get on here and tell you what I'm doing right now. And 9 times out of 10, if I'm not back then when I was playing ball, if I wasn't doing something, consistent of, preparing for the season or in the season, that's what I was doing. I'm mostly chilling all the time.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Well, eventually in a couple minutes, we're gonna have you sign this ball here for one of our members out there that's tuning in live. I think for a fun part of it. I always like to hear the stories about with playing. Like for me, one of the juicier stories in baseball is when people talk about the minor leagues. Do you have something in football where whether it was a hit, a moment that you loved, maybe a smack talk moment where you look back on that, or just wild? Like the reason I brought this up, we sit down with a lot of baseball guys in the old minor league days, and our viewers know. And Brad knows, they get a little wild talking about minor league stories. Okay. Do you have anything, and it could just be a highlight for you, though?
So I have a story. I have a story to share. So it's crazy. This is an odd story.
Well, we love odd stories.
I was a walk-on at the University of Miami. I came in with a track scholarship. And quite frankly, we get up in front of the whole football team, and every individual freshman basically tell, hey, I'm such and such from whatever high school, whatever state, whatever city, and I'm a football player or whatever. And so I had to get up and basically say my major, who I am, and walk on track scholarship. You know what I mean? So I remember when I did that, and Reggie Wayne told me out the gate, me and him came in together. He was like, Tanner, when you said your name and said you was a track scholarship, I thought nothing of you. I was like, all right, I don't have to worry about that guy. And then later we got on the field, the first day of practice, he was like, well, damn, maybe I do have to worry about this guy. I was out there cutting grass. And so the story I'm going to share, it was a practice, and we was about to end practice. And at the end of practice, we did these one-on-one drills, and I was a freshman. And we went one-on-one, and we're tied. Our receiver coach, Curtis Johnson, he used to have us, man. When I tell you, he'd take us through these cone drills, and if you're not in shape, you're not going to make it through the practice, because the cone drills was normally before we actually did anything individual wise, with the football practice or anything with the team. And so your legs would be swollen after the cone drills. And then now you got to go out there and go through team, go through individuals, go through one-on-ones.
Yeah.
And so at that particular season, we, as a freshman, we would end the practice with a one-on-one drill. And that's like, okay, let's see how many times can we beat the DBs and take it in. And I told my best friend this. I went home ecstatic about it because I practiced that catch for so many odd years in high school and little league, and just being around my house throwing the football up, I would always catch the ball behind my back. Just something you do. I'm playing catch. What else can I do? Let me see if I can catch it behind my back. I run a go route. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I beat the guy out the gate, and the ball is short. And so instead of me turning around and going for a ball, I just threw my hands back and caught it. And everybody, coach, take it in. Oh my! Everybody went ecstatic, went hysterical and running around. Oh my! Did you see that catch? I thought no one remembered it until one day. I was back in Miami, and one of the guys who was on that team with me, Omar Rowe. He was a guy that was from Miami area, that was actually upperclassman on that receiver corps that year. He was mentioning to my family, yeah, man, Santana, when he came in, he was just raw. It was nothing you can really point at and say that he was good at. He was just a guy that just was making plays, and you was like, wow, He said, I remember one catch, he caught the ball behind his back, and I almost like, you remember that? And for years, I almost feel like I was lying to people when I shared that story, because no one remembered it, no one was there. So I couldn't really go to somebody and say, hey, do you remember that catch I caught? And he mentioned it, and when he mentioned it, I was like, bro, I almost started believing that I was lying to folks when I told this story, but no, it was one of those moments, man, that I had practiced so many times as a kid, throwing the ball to myself and having people throw the ball to me playing catch, and I actually did it in a real live moment.
Well, those are the stories. And also, your eyes lit up there, by the way. You were getting all fired up. I think I got to hear some more stories in the future about the U. Maybe we got to come back up here.
Anytime, bro.
Trust
me, I have a million of them.
Can we do this again then? Can I have you come on and talk to us? Maybe it's back up here at Hollywood Casino.
Anytime you need me, buddy. Anytime.
Right. I appreciate it. Well, in the meantime, because you're a busy man today, as we're welcoming everyone to the Sportsbook, I think we're doing the silver one.
Okay, do the silver one.
Apparently, it makes it pop.
Yeah, it does.
Do we have a preference on the side?
On the side of it, this side right here.
You sign enough footballs, man.
Underneath the NFL logo, it'll be a nice spot. Let me make sure it's ready. Where I go. Appreciate you guys for having me on.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate you, Santana. There it is, man.
Beautiful signature.
Oh, 8 to the 9, man.
I love that.
And I'm just chilling. If you want to go find that tweet, it's still there.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, so just holler at me over there.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Santana.
Thank you, fellas. I appreciate you, man.
Thanks for
coming.
coming.
We'll talk soon, all right?
All right, buddy.
So that's Santana Moss with us, and he's got to keep running around. And I seriously, I got to hear more of the U stories,
That's
man.
Incredible.
That was amazing.
That was awesome.
But we're gonna figure out how to get that for.
That is a beautiful signature.
It honestly is.
No, like that is like the way
Can
that it goes, like, and then he gets the 89. Nope, other camera.
There you go.
Yeah, the lines that go and beautiful. That's a beautiful.
That's awesome.
Signature.
You know what I loved overall with everything here, and again, we're up at Hollywood Casino, Charlestown
Heaven's
races in West Virginia. He knew when to get back.
Yep.
I was actually going to do that with Santana on, but I was like, damn, is he going to know what's going to happen?
Yeah,
here?
so I know
Thought
exactly the time you're talking about.
You thought it too.
And I was like, are we about to do this?
Yeah, maybe.
But I have a lot to live up to, don't I?
What's he doing?
Rocco's got something he's doing.
What the fuck?
Do you need something? What do you need?
He's no, Kevin. He's coming to do something. Rocco's coming to do
You know what?
Don't help him out.
Don't help Rocco out.
Rocco just has a present.
That's fine. He's kind of standing there awkwardly.
I don't know what the picture
and
is.
it's got like an awkward
he's
kind
like
of
smiling
smile.
at me like,
yeah,
well, not now.
Watch
He's
this.
good.
All right.
We're good now. What are we doing?
I have something for the Ryan Ripken show.
Oh.
Have something for the.
Of Chris Lupton of Lupton Sports. I would like to present you with the signed jersey of the greatest baseball player to ever walk the face of the earth.
Is
And
it Derek Jeter?
Oh,
no.
Let's go.
Hey.
I love Chris. Is this
actually get this, by the way?
are we?
Wow.
We're donating to the Hollywood Casino auction
There you go.
memorabilia over here,
Wow.
whatever it is.
$50, buddy.
Yeah. You
All
know
All
that
right, get the
now.
wallet out. Get the
What
wallet
do you
out.
think your jersey goes for?
Honestly, if he wants
$6.25.
if he wants dinner with me, it costs him $1,000.
That's
So
okay.
Can
you
we,
know,
yeah, we need to get the Ryan Ripken jersey in there.
Yeah,
with
what's
all
up
the
with that?
pictures.
I don't know.
Rocco, you should sign it.
yeah, Rocco.
Rocco, go sign it.
That was a beautiful thing. And also, you know what? I shouldn't be surprised with Chris. With Lupton Sports, they have almost everything. I think anytime I've talked to Chris about, hey, what memorabilia do you have? It should be what memorabilia do you
Do
not
you not have?
Like, look at
It's
That
kinda-
look. That
it's-
looks
it's-
awesome.
It's
This is
definitely
incredible.
That looks awesome.
It's a dope frame for sure. You got.
Yeah,
I
photos.
can't
look at
believe
that.
people like that guy.
There's no.
You're not gonna
I don't
get-
see a young Ryan on there though.
I mean,
That would really
You
set
can-
it off.
I guess this would be.
yeah,
You see a little Ryan in there.
if there was a baby Ryan photo and I signed that would enhance the entire experience.
1000%.
Kind of looks like I'm
Yeah.
wearing it right now.
Looks like you're way too small for that.
Yeah.
You're doing a good
Why
job.
is this a thing?
Well, Rocco, we
This is
appreciate
great.
that.
That's
So
great.
all this, and so just so we know, all of the a lot of the memorabilia, it's Lupton Sports over there, right? So that all the we had a photo up there of the video earlier. All of that is up here at Hollywood Casino. The jerseys, even that one, Calvin back there. That's one of the many.
Yeah.
So awesome. Appreciate it, Rocco.
I have to go back to work. So
No, I mean,
Yeah,
I was about to
Wow.
say
That's
it'd
good.
be
Get the
great
hell out of here.
if you could exit stage.
Hit the road,
right.
Jack.
Thank you. All right.
Wow.
Yeah,
what-
we're dealing with
what a
Rocco still,
surprise.
even though he's not on the show today.
I
So
know.
everyone who's like, "Oh no, Rocco," no, unfortunately, still
Wow.
Rocco.
Goodness.
But Rocco's like helping run things right now, so you can tell how chaotic it is.
It is chaotic.
It's chaotic because Rocco's chaotic.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
we had no idea what was coming there.
We never
when
know.
he came over to me and he goes, pen to sign. I go, we have it. He goes, I gave you the wrong one before. And I was like, oh, great. Glad you realized right before
that-
we're signing.
That checks out in this
Yeah.
situation.
like,
Not-
we need
not
silver.
surprised.
He goes, we need silver.
So, and also, again, if you guys just missed it, if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We're live up here at Hollywood Casino, where in Charlestown races in West Virginia. Just opened ESPN
Beautiful.
Bet. Like, I got to be honest, I am about the aesthetic, the coloring.
It looks awesome.
It's
Yeah.
vibrant.
Yeah.
It's great. Last time I looked at the bar to my right, Kevin took a tequila shot.
We had a whole time. It was a time.
There was
There's
a
still
time.
a video. There's
People,
still a
people
video.
still don't believe that Kevin is of age, but he is. He's
Yes.
27.
You know, they
newly
checked his-
27.
They spent about 2 minutes looking at my ID, and I don't blame them.
I don't
I don't
blame
Oh,
him at
they
all.
checked your ID.
Nope, they did not check my ID
Mine.
either.
Was
I
I the
walked
only
right-
one?
Only
Yes,
one they checked
Walked
ID
right
for.
through.
So, for context here, we're going to have more with the show here. There's a couple other storylines we want to talk about. Also, we want to get your guys' help for the best bet that we're going to be putting into the ESPN Bet. Our first bet here at the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino officially. And we'll also then announce the winner at the end of the show. Deal?
Yeah.
Does that work
Awesome.
good?
Yeah.
So we'll look
Awesome.
back at who commented to be entered into the contest. And Santana's awesome, man. Like, that was great. And I also love, just to kind of recap a little bit, the explaining the really and in a very objective way with Washington, and even explaining for him, like, hey, how Dan Snyder treated
Jesus
him as a player.
Christ, Rocco.
We actually do have something for you.
Oh, we do?
Oh, this is for us. This is actually for us.
Chris would like to present you with this, and Chris, you can take it away. So
Oh, my goodness.
man.
Oh,
Oh.
Hey.
Oh.
we got to hang this in the rafters.
What does that say? It says, to Ryan, thanks for having me on the show.
Oh,
Look at that.
Yeah,
Hell
that's
yeah.
that's getting hung.
Let's
Totally.
go.
Tell Chris we need to frame that.
Yeah.
We got a sign.
We're hanging in the studio.
Yeah.
Hell
This
yeah.
is the official start of the Jersey War.
Yeah.
We really got a signed Santana Moss jersey before
That
Nick
That is
Moore.
so cool.
awesome.
That is
Yeah.
great.
Hell yeah.
Call Nick, but this
Yeah.
is why. Like, honestly,
This is incredible. This is awesome.
you guys know I don't like to fanboy over things, but when I mentioned in that conversation of players you remember when you grew up,
Yeah.
Santana
like
Moss.
he was
Yeah.
the guy in Washington when I grew up. Yeah, obviously being a Ravens fan, but I loved watching
Oh,
Santana
yeah.
play,
Everybody
man.
did.
Like, he was the guy. I wish that when he mentioned Terry McLaurin, I wish that Santana had a chance to experience what
Yep.
Terry's experiencing
Yeah.
now. So it's incredible here. And yes, that is another part that we do not have a Nick Moore who is currently still playing, and we don't have the all white, at least the jersey he least likes.
Yeah.
That seems appealing.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
Also, Brady, appreciate you tuning in from Spanish class. 5 minutes away.
Oh,
He's at,
nice.
he's in
Now-
Jefferson
now
High.
the next step
I
is to
was-
get it projected on the screen in your Spanish
Yes.
class.
There you
Yes.
go.
Hola.
mi amo. It's just
Yeah.
mi amo,
I took
not mi
French.
amo s.
I took French. I failed out though.
I attempted to take Spanish for a while.
I took 3 years of Spanish.
I
took 12,
took them.
and then
I
I
took
learned
the
the other
years.
words.
I did not learn. Like that's the thing. Like
Oh.
I
I don't remember.
total years of Spanish was somewhere around like 9 for me, and I still speak it at a Spanish 1 level.
Taking a foreign language, you have to continually speak it, or else
Yeah,
you just
like-
lose it.
Yeah, that was my problem. I didn't give any effort in it, and I couldn't learn.
So hey, maybe it's a good life lesson. We just heard Santana. Maybe I guess you weren't listening to him about consistency, teaching his kid
yeah,
about
This
consistency,
does
about
not
what you
surprise
do
me.
all the
No.
way up. And if you're consistent and show up every day with your work constantly, things are going to work out. Kevin, if you don't give it your all, like you just
well,
did, and didn't,
maybe we can go on a French revenge tour with Kevin,
Oh,
and I
Jesus.
relearn the language.
French revenge.
that actually would be a very interesting segment if we all did took a course.
Duolingo. We could do
Duolingo.
Duolingo. Yeah.
We need a sponsor for Duolingo in order to do that.
Yeah.
So
That'd be amazing.
In order to do that.
Okay. On that note, here again, new channel, to like and subscribe, and we'll make sure
I'm
Zach.
sorry.
We'll get the wheel. You
Should
should
be.
be.
That was so
We'll
bad.
get the wheel of names where we can pick for the ones to enter in the contest, and you will have a chance to win this signed Santana Moss football that we will have sent to you guys by the end of the show. So we're ecstatic about it. It's phenomenal.
What's the? Is it just random? We having them type in something?
The earlier when he was on, we just
So
got
you had
on.
them type in
You had
Santana.
to type in
They
Santana.
did. Okay.
So we'll go in there. We'll look at it. So if Zach or Brad or whatever Kevin's doing over here,
Brad's busy.
Brad's busy. So Kevin or Zach, if you're
Yeah.
able to do that, that'd be
Throw.
phenomenal.
Why are we doing a
So
random?
random wheel with people who commented Santana.
Santana.
All right.
Because remember we had that all debate about,
Yeah,
which
the entry's
hashtag
not over.
use.
You can still put Santana in if you.
Okay. Yep. But here we go. We got a lot more. Again, we'd love to have the best bets here. So we're going to be running here for another 45 minutes for the show. By that time, we'll have the giveaway done. We'll have then hopefully our parlay built to do for ESPN Bet here at Hollywood Casino. And that will be that. But fellas, why don't we do a little bit of talk here? We do talk some sports. We talk some ball. And we also, I think we're gonna have one more bundle to give away. I you know what, because
These are
I
so soft.
because I care about you guys. And Brad just took the only sweatshirt, but that's
Well, it's because
Yeah,
those
no
shirts
one
are
had
too
a
small.
chance. Yeah, and this one
Yeah.
is way too big for me.
Well,
They're all larges.
Yeah.
this isn't a large.
I think you
That's
got
that's
the
extra
1XL.
large, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're-
Oh,
I think
you
those
need it.
But
1XL.
there were, yeah, I
You
did.
need-
I
you
did
need-
actually.
Kevin need the
All the
XL.
ones
did.
I pulled were large.
Well,
But
Anyway.
this
it looks good on
it's
you.
Yeah.
just as comfortable as those shirts.
So
I'm
that's-
jealous. Yeah.
So we actually have one more bundle. So actually, comment with this, comment bundle,
Oh,
and you have a
Bundle-ooski.
chance to then win the bundle, which apparently is going to have that sweatshirt, the ESPN Bet shirt. We have one more bundle we can give away, and the voucher, 2 food vouchers to come here to Hollywood Casino. That's the other part of this wrinkle for the day.
Bundle-ooski.
Bundle Rooski, but Hollywood Casino and
Bundle
ESPN Bet.
sabe.
Thank you. All right, let's talk a little ball here, fellas. Little ball.
Just bundle and save.
With the Ryan Ripken show.
Where are you looking?
I think he's falling
I'm in a
asleep.
trance.
He might
I'm
be.
in a trance.
This is his witching hour.
I'm alive and I'm ready to go.
All right. Well, we're ready to go. Hey, we got a little bit of football news here to start, and then we'll touch on a couple baseball topics. Now, we did just have our live show last night, so things are fresh. However, things that are worth noting. And Zach, we got a couple clips football. Where should
Yeah.
we start this off?
Yeah, well, first, I just did get word we are not allowed to put the helmet on.
Why?
I don't
Who
know.
told you?
Rocco. I texted Rocco. I said, hey,
Do we really take Rocco's
I know.
opinion into consideration?
Yes.
What
In
is
this
he,
case.
What does he say? Did he give a reason?
No.
It's because I think that's one of the
oh, is that what
Yeah,
it
they're
is?
probably giving it.
Oh,
they're
that's what the
giving
member.
it,
Okay,
yeah.
that makes sense.
like that's
I
not
thought
owned
that was-
by us.
Oh, I
see.
thought that was just
That's why I said like don't go full touchy, no touchy.
Oh,
it's still calling my name, but I'll resist. Yeah. So for football, let's start off with Chris Canny is on a generational hot
Ooh.
take run.
Oh yeah.
Just pissing off fan base.
Particularly.
Yeah, pissing off fan base after fan base, but particularly Bengals fans in his I don't even know what to describe it. He has a take, and I guess let's play that and react on the other side.
An elite quarterback, and we've got to get out of this.
Can't he?
We've got to get out of this thing where we want to anoint everybody an elite quarterback.
Who's everybody?
I'm just saying, we can't give the runner-up to the runner-up to the runner-up elite quarterback status. There ain't but 3 spots on the medal stand. When we start talking about the podium, it's a gold medal slot, it's a silver medal spot, and it's a bronze medal spot.
Okay.
All right? The 4th place guy don't get an acknowledgement. And that's where I'm at with the Joe Burrow of it all. I think when you look at the big 3, when you look at what Patrick Mahomes has done, when you look at what Lamar Jackson has done, when you look at Josh Allen's body of work, those guys have done more in this league in terms of being able to validate their abilities as a quarterback. When it comes to being able to acknowledge the level of player that you are, we got a couple of ways we measure that in the league. It's Super Bowl rings, it's MVPs, and it's all pros. Joe Burrow ain't got none of those. Joe Burrow's claim to fame is once upon a time, 4 years ago, beat Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game on his way to losing the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, that doesn't give you elite status.
Okay.
All right. So
All right.
that
So the conversation right there is that what Chris is saying is that Joe Burrow. I want to preface this. He's not saying that Joe Burrow isn't a talented quarterback, but his definition, if we're going to say elite, it stops at 3. Like the word elite can't be drawn out. So I guess the real question could be is, guys, in your mind, like where is the cutoff for elite? Or you just go, hey, actually, let's just speak out loud. Do you think he's an elite quarterback or not? Because that's
so
where it comes
here's
down
where I
to.
stand. I understand where he is coming from in the, hey, and I will say I like his. I was completely against him until he brought up the analogy of, hey, there are only 3 medals. You know, you got three spots on the stand. But I think with quarterbacks, when it comes to elite, they're just, it's all about the time. Like it's in this time right now. There are, I believe, 4 elite quarterbacks. I think maybe even next year we take that step to 5 with the Jaden Daniels. But I just think when you're talking about elite quarterback play, you have to, I don't want to limit it to being there can only be an X amount of elite quarterbacks in the NFL. I think there have been times where the NFL has had 5 or 6 elite quarterbacks and times where, because of certain things, it was more around the 1 to 2 range. So in my mind, there's no doubt Joe Burrow's an elite quarterback. I just think the talent is unbelievable. I think he's probably the best pocket passer in the league. But it is, and he's not just a pocket passer. I mean, he's got mobility, but just overall, it's hard for me to, if I look at Joe Burrow and go, that's not an elite quarterback.
I can see the argument that Chris Canty is having.
Yeah,
I understand your point, but let's think about some of the elite quarterbacks in the league that have done more with less. If Lamar Jackson had a Jamar Chase on his team when he won an MVP, imagine how much more elevated that team would have been. Or T. Higgins on the other side with a Jamar Chase. Like, you have 2 elite quarterbacks and you still can't get the job done. You can't go deep into the playoffs or even make them, for that matter. That is a that's a
he did second year make it to the Super Bowl. So there is
right,
that.
But since then it hasn't been much.
Oh, yeah, he's been injured and that whole thing. But I think that, we shouldn't punish people for the era they're in.
Yeah,
that's
I think that's what
I
I'm
understand
saying,
what
like,
you're saying, Brad. We're like, if you look at Joe Burrow's weapons versus Lamar's weapons, for example, Joe Burrow has the clear advantage. Josh has had
this year, right?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying.
Patrick Mahomes has done it with all kinds of different wide receivers every year he's been in the league.
So how about this? I think I like with this part of it. Like I would just like to list a couple out in the open for everyone to hear, and go, hey, what do you think of them? Because yes, I understand if you keep saying he's an elite quarterback, he's a great quarterback, you could say it's diluted. But we do know you need for the most part, and there are circumstances where you don't have to have a top-end quarterback to win a championship. It has happened. We have seen it. But more cases than not, you got to have one of those guys.
Yeah.
But so the definition of that is what's in store here. So, like, here's an example. We all think Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and then I know you can say with Joe Burrow, but I'll throw him in there. Would you put him at a category of like elite? That's you would want them on your team.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are 4 that if you're looking around Jaden Daniels, I'd put him in that category now too. 5, Jaden Daniels elite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now after the season, I'm not going to put him in that group yet, just
I'm not
because
there yet.
I'm establishing. I think we've established there's 4 elite quarterbacks in that, or 4 in that tier. I think then the next tier you're going down. I'm still going to put C.J. Stroud in that
Well,
tier.
so here we go.
I'm still going to put like a Jaden Daniels in that tier because I think they can take that step.
So that I think that's the point where Candy's trying to get to is the word with if you're saying elite. So it's just the tiers. So in this case, if we're saying 4 to 5.
Yeah.
Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Jaden Daniels, if you want to throw him in there, and Burrow.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to. I'm throwing Jaden in there. I love his future. I love but then you're looking at guys, Stroud, Herbert. You want to throw in a guy like Jared Goff into the situation? Is he elite? Is he not? I'm not saying elite, but tiers. So I think that's what Candy's saying is when people are going after Jared Goff's year, they're going, man, he was elite. No, he had a great year.
I think it's also
It's
like
just the phrasing.
Would you be okay with putting Joe Burrow in that next tier? Like, is Joe Burrow in the conversation with Jaden Daniels, C.J. Stroud?
No, he's
or
better
is
than
he a
them.
tier above that?
He's a
Is
tier
Joe
above.
in his own tier? Is it like very elite and then Joe Burrow's in his own like
I think
elite tier?
I do believe
Like-
Joe Burrow's in that with Lamar and them.
Because it just depends which conversation you want to put him in.
I can't put him in the with Stroud and them. He's just he's just that complete level above them in my opinion.
I think Matt Stafford and a Joe Burrow belong in the same category.
All right, I could see that.
So would you have them be in the like if it's the 3 that we mentioned before, 3 or 4? Let's just stick with to make it simple. Lamar, Allen, Mahomes, 1.
Yeah.
And then you're saying this other category could be Burrow, Stafford,
Hurts.
It's another one that
Yeah,
hasn't
Hurts
been
is
talked about.
interesting.
So
I'm not putting Hurts in.
So neither am I.
But I think that we've come to the consensus here is that truly when we break this down, there really isn't a lot of quote unquote elite quarterbacks. So with Candy saying we got to stop saying that, I think you could say there's 5 elite quarterbacks, and that's still not saying a lot.
Here's what I'll say to this too. And maybe there's a little twist on this. During the Tom Brady era, I don't think that there was. I think there's when he was talking about the 3 medal category. I think that there is a Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and then there's everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the moment that we're living in right now, there is Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and everybody else. I don't think that there's any disputing that. And maybe that's where Chris Candy's coming from as far as his level of eliteness. I don't think that there's anybody that's better during that era than Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Drew Brees. Yeah. And the same thing goes for right now, and that Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes.
I am curious, is there a quarterback in that era that we could compare to Joe? Is that like 4th guy?
That's what I'm trying to think.
Because I'm trying to think of it right now. I don't know off the top of my head.
Joe is, in my mind, way better than Phillip Rivers. Maybe the Big Ben.
Oh, that was the other thing with Big Ben during that time. I think that's a good.
Big Ben wasn't elite. Not in the same category as those top 3 quarterbacks. He just wasn't.
It's interesting, but Ben's going to be a Hall of Famer, right? No, you're right. No, you're right. But that is to the point where we're saying there are some great quarterbacks, but it's a good. Look at this healthy discussion that we just had.
Good healthy discussion.
We have a lot of toxic things that can happen.
Everybody's knee-jerk reaction is to say that Chris Canty's insane and he doesn't know what he's talking about. But I think that there's some truth to
what Chris has also stood on business with this for like months. He's been on this train for a while.
I think he was on that train when everybody said that Joe Burrow should be in the MVP conversation, and then he was just like, full stop.
Because at that point we knew there were other better candidates.
There was a lot. There's a lot going on that. And you know what? I like Chris. There are some things, though, I can't get behind with Chris. Now, if you ask other people, like I know on Fox and Nick Wright in the beginning didn't even had Tua and
the Mountain, Mahomes,
Gardner Minshew ahead of Lamar. Just kidding, didn't have Gardner ahead of there. But yes, there are certain people out there where you're really scratching your head. But in this case, understand the argument, and we appreciate that, and that's what we're about here. Appreciating conversation here at the Ryan Ripken Show and hating Rocco at the same time.
United on all fronts.
United on all fronts. And actually, as we continue on with this conversation here, fellas, we got one more football conversation to go into, right, Zach? Before we get into a little bit of baseball.
Which football one?
I thought we had 2 football ones.
No, we have football and then
And 1 baseball.
Oh,
Then
one
it's
baseball.
then it's a perfect time for me to mention this for a second with our other sponsor. Actually, Adams Jeep has been our OG sponsor. Hollywood Casino is right behind them, so we appreciate them. But guys, I think it's time to take a trip on our Adams Jeep of Maryland. Oh, beautiful!
Right in the camera.
Yeah, beautiful.
We were all in sync at one point, but Kevin
started putting.
Now he's doing arm circles.
Putting the spin on it. I have lost the wrist stuff recently, though.
You at one point you were.
I was just kind of like
risky.
shaking my hand. Like
yeah,
this
there
at
was.
one point.
It was a lot of wrist flop.
Yeah, it's all right.
I don't. I had some thoughts in my mind. Some thoughts that were very wrong that I will not say out loud. But Adams Jeep of Maryland, 5 minutes from the Ironbird Stadium up there. Yeah, you want to get a used or new car, they're your place to go get it. Check out adamsjeepofmaryland.com and use the phrase "I love the Ryan Ripken Show" or "Rocco sucks." With the purchase of the vehicle, you'll get up to $1,000 in gas money. But guys, Adams Jeep of Maryland, they wanted me to make you aware that they have another chance to try to give back. And they need winter coats for children, women, and men to distribute to all those in needs in the local community. We are asking for help to accomplish this goal. So here's the proposal. We have selected 11 new 2023 Jeep Wranglers to offer for a sale at deeply reduced discounts. And how can we help with this? Anyone who purchases one of those selected vehicles can add to their already discounted prices by donating a new or gently used coat for a child, woman, or man. How much additional money can you save by donating, you might ask? Adams Jeep will add $150 to your discount for each coat that you donate for these cars.
Wow.
So how many coats can I donate per vehicle was the last part of this equation. Well, great news. You can donate up to 30 coats, maximizing an additional discount of $4,500.
That's great.
So again, Adams Jeep, they care about the community. We care about them. And they also want to find something that can help everyone that's looking for a new car and a way to give back. So check out Adams Jeep of Maryland and adamsjeepofmaryland.com and tell Chuck, Matt, and Steve that we sent you. If you're interested in this coat program, go check out adamsjeepofmaryland.com. So that was awesome. Like Chuck was saying, you don't have to read almost word for word, but I'm like, I think I kind of do.
Yeah.
Because I think I got to have people understand what's fully happening here. 30 coats.
Right.
Almost $5,000 off of a car.
That's a good deal. That's a good deal.
That's crazy.
And it helps. It helps.
Yeah, it's not like it's not going anywhere. It's going to help those in need. So we appreciate our friends up at Adams Jeep of Maryland. And fellas, baseball season is almost upon us. It's close. I mean, once we go to the Super Bowl, we're going to take a little bit of time to decompress. We'll explain more of that with the show component. For us, though, for those that are tuning in right now, we are going to take a couple weeks off to get you ready for the spring. But spring training's opening up at the end of next week, following week.
Crazy.
February 10th, right after the Super Bowl.
Didn't we just watch Jordan Westbrook hit that walk-off against Kansas City?
God, don't bring that. That's
a good memory.
Well, yeah, no, that just is crazy. That's almost like, I guess, like 10 months ago now?
Yeah.
That was like game 8.
That was early.
Didn't Corbin Burns just get traded to the Baltimore Orioles?
He did.
Wow. Yeah.
Right?
I will never forget. I tell a story. I will never forget the reactions that we all had. I know Zach was firing off 8 tweets a minute from his drafts, and Ryan was was like, "Who's in the deal? Who's in the deal?" Like, because you didn't know, because some of your guys,
where are they?
Some of your guys are there, and you didn't know if they were gone or not.
I knew some of the guys for sure that weren't, but I wasn't sure. I had an inkling on. I was worried maybe one.
Yeah.
But now, one of those guys is not even with the Orioles anymore. Love you, Mike. But Mike's doing well over there in Japan, by the way. He says hello. But let's the baseball news here. Spring training is happening soon. I think teams are going to get desperate because you want to try to have your roster in camp to start. And not everyone has that. Specifically, it's still around 2 players, Pete Alonso and Alex Bregman.
Yeah.
But Jim Bowden, went on and talked with Foul Territory, Zach, about, Pete Alonso, could he go elsewhere? Could he go to Toronto? Well, it seems like this Toronto opportunity doesn't seem like it's going to happen at all. So let's listen to what Jim Bowden had to say on the Pete Alonso saga.
agreement is written, teams can't say we're out on this player, right? That's part of the agreement that's there in the CBA. So Blue Jays can't say anything. And so, is it possible they could sign Alonso and move Guerrero to third? Sure. But my understanding is they're not in this thing at all. Not that they don't have interest, not that they wouldn't consider it if the price was right, but based on kind of where the Alonso camp is and where Pete wants to go, it doesn't seem to be an option. We've heard the San Francisco Giants, but Buster Posey is completely opposed to opt-outs. He does not want them. That's a real philosophical in cement viewpoint that he has right now in his first year running the Giants. So that kind of out. The best fit for him is the Mariners, but they don't have any money, so they're not going anywhere. So, look, there's not a lot of options. This is a deal that I would be shocked at if it doesn't get done with the Mets. It's just a matter of both sides needing to give here at the end to get the structure so both sides can at least be satisfied. Look, Pete Alonso is going to lose this negotiation. It is what it is, but he needs to do the best he can to get the most money up front, like Cody Bellinger did with the Cubs 2 years ago, which was another Boris client, and then be able to opt out in 2 years and hope that the market for first baseman is better and that he can put up 2 years of 40 home runs a year.
So Jim gives good insight there, and it is true. Pete Alonso's leverage that he had is not there.
Yeah.
And hearing how other teams are looking at that opt-out, a lot of teams don't like that opt-out decision because the flexibility or how you're building your roster around. Some teams can be comfortable with it, right? Like Tyler O'Neill with the Orioles, right?
Yeah.
Coming in, or you're looking at options. Corbin Burns in Arizona. Not every team has a different philosophy, but other teams are like, hey, if we're making a big commitment to you, we want you there.
Right.
We don't want you to be like, oh, hey, I played well, or I'm going to look for a different opportunity. Not everyone's going to agree to that. And I think that I understand where the Giants are coming from. But, guys, doesn't it just feel like it's going to be the Mets the whole time?
It's always the Mets.
It's always the
always
Mets.
been the Mets.
Yep.
Best opportunity. You want to win now. But, yeah, you are trying to scratch and claw here. And Pete's a very interesting case for me because you're trying to project where he's going to go. And, Brad, you mentioned it before with Anthony Santander. At least with Santander can play outfield for the next 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And then maybe you move him to a position. Pete doesn't have another position. And I think that's the part where if he starts to decline, it's not like you're going to move him somewhere else because it's going to help. He's not this defense is not his staple.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the big part of it. So, I mean, we're all in agreement. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Steve Cohen knows what's going to happen.
They're playing major hardball too. Like this is like the comments we talked about a couple shows ago. Like they are really dug in, but it just feels like at some point something's going to give.
It's one of those situations where we, like you said, we've heard the comments from Cohen. We've heard the comments about how Alonso wanted more money. He wants to be at the Mets, but he wants them to meet his price. The Mets want him, but they want him to meet their price. It felt like this was once again Toronto was just being used. Like It was just like, hey, well, Toronto's offering us money, and I think the Mets were like, all right, then go to Toronto. And Pete's like, well, maybe I don't want to go to Toronto. Maybe I want to return. I think it's the Giants never really. I felt like they were never really that serious. I mean, obviously now we know with the opt-outs and stuff, that's not going to happen, but it's just inevitable. He's a Met. It's just make it happen.
Yeah.
Get it done. And that lineup is drastically better with him. Like, I don't want to take that away. And I know that, he's not going to hit for the high average, but you can't discredit having guys that can just bop. You guys heard me talk about this. You have different players on your team that can do different things for your lineup. Some guys are the ones that need to get on base. Some guys you pass the baton along, and then you got the boppers. Hey, the big ribby guys, they're getting the stakes. They are hitting the homers. You need one of those guys. That's a piece that the Mets could use. I mean, no doubt about it. So other teams could use it, but the Mets, it makes all the sense in the world. And maybe that's even why with Steve Cohen making those comments he did the other week. He's like, yeah, I'm fed up with this. This should be done. You don't like it. Too bad. And this is another thing with having someone like Scott Boras. He's going to, he had a great rise again this year with the pitchers and Juan Soto and all that.
Right.
But this also does happen with some of his other clients where other teams are like, screw it, not worth it. I'm not playing this game. Like Pete's a great player, but he isn't one of those other guys that you had where we are going to value higher. So tough luck. And Pete's kind of dealing with that type of ramification. Because I'm curious, would Pete have already been signed if he was with a different agent? I can't say that for sure, but I guarantee you Scott is trying to push that price up so high that it's pissing off other teams. That's for damn sure.
Right.
Imagine.
Gosh.
I was just thinking, who would you maybe this is a fun little exercise too. Who on here would you least want to negotiate for you of our
Kevin.
staff?
Come
Rocco.
on.
Kevin.
You're saying Rocco, Kevin?
Oh, well, Rocco. If Rocco's on,
Yeah, I'd choose Rocco.
I just feel like
I'd be a good negotiator.
Rocco would just accept after like 2 hours. He'd be like, I just got frustrated. I accepted. I'd be like, what? He'd be like, they weren't changing their offer. I'm like, that's why you negotiate. He's like, they just weren't changing. So we just accepted. That's how it would go.
He's just so all over the place that I just don't know if I can trust it.
He's very charismatic in the PR world right now. He's running around and doing his thing.
I'm sure he's doing an excellent job.
But you're right. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if one of us was kidnapped and they had to torture you, the first one that gives in is Rocco.
Yes.
I will never tell you anything. Oh, no. Okay, it's there. They're there.
Yeah.
They're there.
Yeah.
Don't put him on the phone to be the negotiator in a hostage situation.
Hell
They'll
no.
They'll say, yeah, well, we can't really do that. Sorry. Hang up. You're just on your own. That's how that would go.
I was just thinking, I don't know if this is talking about I want Ollie. I think Rocco would also then offer other people's loved ones.
Collateral.
Yep.
Hey, I'll give you Ollie. Well, wait a minute. You're not getting Ollie. You're not getting my pup.
No.
He might love being with whoever he's with. He's a golden. He loves people. People loving people. And we love all of you, by the way. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Fellas, we're up here at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. Beautiful. We got our ESPN Bet shirts on. The ESPN Bet unveiling has gone very smoothly. Very nice. I'm excited for more events we're going to have up here.
Yeah.
I'm excited about what our bet's going to be. Do you guys have any inklings right now yourself? I know we're looking for our community to make a good bet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking of Saquon 2 touchdowns.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
Chiefs run defense is not good.
No,
so we're getting spicy.
That's what I said from the jump, that this is not a good matchup for the Chiefs. Not to say that they can't win or they won't win, but it's not a good matchup for the Chiefs.
I like Kareem Hunt anytime touchdown. I feel like he just scores.
He does score. Philly's
Even
got
if it's
tough run
5
defense.
carries, one feels like a touchdown every game.
Yeah. So you're thinking Kareem Hunt. We got Saquon, 2 tutties.
Yeah.
I really want a tush push prop.
They might have to put in how many times will the Chiefs jump off sides to stop the tush push after
that'd
Frankie
be good.
Louvu.
Over under 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over under 5 views of Taylor.
Over.
I'm assuming they've said she's going, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's no way she's not going.
Yeah, over. I'm liking Dallas Goedert receiving yards.
Oh, yeah.
They love to feed the tight end recently.
We got to look at what those
50,
numbers
52 and a half.
Yeah, maybe Devontae Smith.
I would buy down to 50. I would go 50 plus.
So we got a lot. So we'll see if we have some good ones in here that we can figure out and what we want to do.
Columbus Blue Jackets are a favorite tonight. No, they're not. I lied. I read the wrong
Giving
line.
false
Oh
info.
my
Okay.
goodness, man. But fellas, I mean, honestly, oh my gosh.
Dude, some of the what?
Is that the
No,
O's?
there was an MLB Network thing, and I saw a very large man with a bald head.
Oh, was
I've recognized
it, was
him.
it Calvin?
Maybe. Yes, it was.
He's not that large anymore. He's lost some weight.
You should tell him that. You should first say, hey, you know what? You were very large, but you lost some weight. You should start it with that.
I mean, he has dropped some weight. I'm just saying. I tell you,
God forbid a guy compliment.
You
another
honestly
man.
think that I have any problem telling Calvin that he lost some weight?
No, that was great. I think when you first were saying that, hey, you're not as large.
I tell you quite often about your balking phase.
Oh yeah, I was up there.
And
on
as
that.
much as your dad has given me a hard time lately, it's only right that I give it.
Yeah,
right
that's fair
back.
enough. You should.
Well,
You should.
I got the Wrath of Q yesterday on my face.
We still haven't clipped that.
Yeah,
up
we gotta
yet.
clip that.
That
That's the first thing I gotta go do.
So-
That was I've never
went back
just
and watched
seen
it last night.
I've just never seen.
I didn't know what to do. I literally Ryan's like, "Oh, we have Kevin backstage." Q sees my face and goes, "You know what?"
It
just
was
goes
4
in
minutes
for,
before Kevin said his first word, and then he just goes,
"Hello to you too,
"Yeah,
Q."
hello to you too, Q."
Also, the voice
He said
changes.
baby fat probably about 17 times.
I
At
loved when he
least.
got
I didn't know-
sidetracked,
I
and
didn't
then he
know
goes,
who's-
"Now back to Kevin's baby fat."
Yeah, I didn't know who Screech was. I learned a lot yesterday.
You did not know who Screech was.
Also, when he was saying about Kevin, and you get rid of the baby fat and you start talking like this.
Yeah.
And then he goes, and then Ryan talks like this. And I'm like, wait a minute. Are
Yeah,
you trying
now
to say
Ryan's
something about
catching
me?
strays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, whoa, wait a minute.
He was
Came scorched earth on here.
on one. Scorched earth on everybody. He went
Yeah.
scorched earth on fucking Trent Dilfer.
Oh my gosh, that was he had some incredible ones actually. Yeah.
Looking back at the
He had
Super
no
Bowl
problem
memories.
saying that Trent Dilfer was not a good quarterback.
I loved him talking about what it was like being like playing with that defense, and he's like, I literally got to the sideline and I turned around, and Ray's like, I told you we'd get it back.
It's like that,
already
that
3 and out.
Simpsons meme of the guy getting thrown out of the bar.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
already back.
coming
It's like-
right back behind.
It's a
that needs to be a clip too.
we got a lot to clip from there, and with the Super Bowl, because there was a lot of clips that were surfacing on the 28th, I believe, of January, because that was 24 years ago when the Ravens won their first Super Bowl in franchise history.
Yep.
And Q was a part of that team. The Ravens defense, which allowed only one offensive touchdown the entire postseason.
Yeah.
And the only touchdown, obviously, in the Super Bowl was a kick return.
Matt Stover was kind of the MVP of the season, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we got?
How many games did the Ravens win by just field goals that season? What are we looking at?
We got some news here in a
Yeah.
second, but with Matt Matt Stover, by the way,
MVP of that season.
Oh, easily.
and
Because it was what, 5 straight games without a touchdown?
Yeah, it was a team's top scorer.
Yeah.
that is actually wild to think. The Ravens won the Super Bowl and they didn't score a touchdown for 10 quarters or something like that.
No, it's 5 straight games.
5 straight games
That
in the
is-
regular season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild.
Defense, baby.
Defense. But we do have some baseball news now breaking out of here.
Yeah, Bob Nightingale. The San Diego Padres not only reached an agreement on a 1-year deal with starter Michael King to avoid arbitration, but have also added a mutual option with him for 2026. So I don't know if that's to make it more desirable to trade him, if that's them saying they're going to keep him and get rid of Cease. I don't know, but that makes it more interesting in San Diego.
Yeah, I'm curious now, because if it is a mutual option with the team and they trade for him,
That's why I'm like, you'd have to know that there was something mutual before you trade for him.
but also mutual, is it meaning though we're saying mutual that Michael King has to agree to it as well?
Both parties get asked yes or no, and both have to say yes.
Right. So I understand the term mutual, but in this case though,
That's what it is. They have to
I know.
both
Are you
agree.
asking
No.
if it doesn't work, do they have to go to like?
No. My point is, when I'm saying it out loud, really, like, has anything really changed with that? Because if Michael King goes out and pitches really well,
Yeah, he's gonna opt out.
he's going to opt out regardless. So
Right.
that was where I was going with, not the
Highly
the
likely.
great definition.
I
of
mean,
mutual.
you were like, "What do you mean mutual?" And I was like, "They
Highly
both have to
likely
agree."
that in some way it's
Like, they
declined
both
because
say-
either King pitches well and he doesn't want to stay, or
Yeah.
it doesn't work out and the Padres say we
No,
don't want
it's
you.
There's like a sliver right in the middle where it's like he has an okay
Only-
It's a
year.
very unlikely thing.
I will
that
say,
it's-
only way
Yes.
it's picked up is if he doesn't perform that great, because the Padres are going to want to get the best out of him.
Yeah.
And just see if they still have that in him, and then Michael King's not going to take the risk.
My question is this: does this mean the Padres are in on Michael King for the next year, or is he still on the trading
so
block?
that's where it's
Yeah,
now
that's the
tough, because
question.
it's like, if now you have to, if you're a team trading, do you are you taking this as we're getting 2 years of Michael King, or are you still giving up prospects in the idea of this is just a rental? So I wonder if it's going to change his trade value.
Yeah, it makes you really think. But also, we're hearing this is that the Cubs apparently could be a player with Dylan Cease. John Morosi reports. I think that it's one or the other, but not both. So
Yeah.
if it is Cease, then you're going to see a way for them to probably retain and keep King. But I think that they wanted to hear what's available or what's out there, because if you get a deal that you love, then yeah, you make the deal. But I don't think that they're necessarily dying to get rid of Michael King. It does seem like that they want to try to get rid of Dylan Cease. That seems to me that they don't have an aspiration to extend him moving forward. Michael King, I think there is a chance, but business and how people approach you with offers, negotiating, fellas.
There you go.
Kevin, negotiating. If it's a good negotiation for you, then all right, then you move to the next plan.
Yeah.
All right, great. This wasn't our plan A, it's plan B, or maybe it's plan C, and then you just keep going from there. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see how it goes, but I do really think the later we get here and we get into spring training, I don't like messing with pitchers. And it's still the last pitcher that we talked about the other day, Jack Flaherty, still isn't signed.
No.
Yeah.
And I feel like he has to be signed here
As he
in the
makes
next 10 days.
Jimmy Butler gift posts.
Yeah. Cryptic. That's like what do you think about well, that's for a different conversation. Then.
What?
I was going to say with the basketball, we got to talk a little bit about, I want to hear your basketball thoughts when we're done, but,
Okay. All right.
But very cryptic post.
Yes.
Very cryptic post. And Jimmy Butler, for those that don't know, Jimmy's been suspended from the Heat for like the 1,000,000th time.
Yeah.
Conduct detrimental to the team. Pat Riley's not budging. Jimmy Butler's like, I don't care. Screw it. Don't pay me.
It's the weirdest thing in sports because even Pat Riley admitted he's washed, which was really weird to admit.
Yeah, I mean,
He was like,
this
maybe I am
happens-
washed. I'm like, I don't know.
This
if you want me
happens
to-
everywhere Jimmy goes, though. It's like
Yeah.
the one constant.
Cat and Wiggins are owed an apology. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a whole nother thing because we talked about yesterday with the whole scandal. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
Very.
But the one thing, at least with Jimmy, though, when he was with Miami, like he was the big reason why
Jimmy.
they went as far
He
as
was
they
that
went.
dude.
He
Yeah,
was that
correct.
guy.
He is a very there
Jimmy
are
Butler.
playoff performers, and then there's Jimmy Butler.
There's Jimmy
Correct.
Butler.
He just
Yep.
playoff Jimmy's a different animal.
Yes.
For sure is. Well, guys, I think as we're getting closer to the show wrapping up, or we have a chance to maybe raffle off our.
I do. I have the. But right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 names for the football. So we have Laura, Christopher, Justin, Joe, Rick, Marcus, Nick, and Brady. So are we still accepting? Can we still?
Nope.
No, we're done.
done.
All right, we're
It's over.
done.
We're done. Oh,
All right.
Which way do I?
Is it?
There you go.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So
Say Arnold.
me, the talking football.
Yep.
football
Here we
head.
go.
All right. So we
Drum
have a random wheel. All right. So I'm gonna click the wheel, and whichever name it lands on out of the 8 will win the football. So are we ready to go?
Yes.
Let's do
Ready
it,
to go.
Kev.
All right. Let's
Drum
tap.
roll.
Ryan will be my other witness. Here it goes. It doesn't tell me who yet.
It's quite the wheel there.
Yeah. Brady.
Oh!
Brady is the winner. I'll show it right
Brady.
here.
From 5
So you
minutes
can
away.
see.
Oh.
Was Brady the one in Spanish class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
tuning
what
in,
a-
tuning
what
in
a
to Spanish class
successful
works.
Spanish class.
Yeah.
So Brady wins the football.
How about that?
That's a lesson, kids.
Yeah.
Stay in school.
Yes,
Watch the
fans.
Ryan Ripken
Watch
show
the
in class.
class, right?
You never know what's going to happen.
All right. And
Oh,
then,
That's
yeah.
probably the most successful Spanish class he's ever going to have.
oh yeah.
Yep, he'll never forget.
How do you
this
say? I think I won
Gracias.
a football.
Gracias.
So I think it's
Football.
Yo Gano
Football.
El Football.
Sure.
Is that Spanish lessons coming in clutch?
Yo Gano, because Gano is.
Where-
Where's
Where's Nick
Yeah.
Moore when you need him?
it's a great question. Does Nick Moore even know where he is?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Nick, no.
But he does know how to speak fluent Spanish.
I don't believe that.
He does.
I
I've seen it. I've seen it.
okay. All right. We're gonna talk about it.
He taught Rafael Devers how to speak English.
I think he helped with some words.
No, he will speak fluent Spanish.
You know what we need? We need to have these connections. We need to get Devers when they come into Baltimore, and Nick's gonna come in. Hey, make this connection and let's see how this worked out.
Devers coming in this, it was so realistic of you saying get Devers in here until you said then get Nick to come in the studio too.
Yeah.
That's when it got unrealistic.
Yeah. Devers will show
Devers
up.
for sure.
Nick maybe not so
No.
much.
All right, and then we also have the ESPN.
Yeah, one more bundle to
Bundle.
give away. Bundle. Do we have some bundles?
We did. We got 6. I'm counting it up now.
Bundle
6.
Man, I'm a little disappointed in the participation from y'all.
Yeah, these are free.
You're not trying to win
Yeah,
or what?
and these are high quality things too.
6.
You know.
Oh, I just got a whiff of wings.
Oh, man, that
wow.
smells good.
I think the AC unit just came right on down. It's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah. I think
All
they
right.
do that on purpose. They just pump it into the HVAC.
Yeah, McAfee turns down and the wings turn up.
I might
Oh,
I might have to sample some right after this.
I'm
Yeah.
tearing.
Woo.
I'm starving right now.
Whew. All right.
Yeah, they're up.
So 6 for the ESPN. Laura, Justin, Brian, Joe, Rick, and Christopher. So we will have a different winner. Brady was not in this one.
Yep.
So
And
same wheel.
by the way, I just got a notification from Locked On Ravens. Chuck Pagano ready to mold next generation
I
of
put that
Buffalo
out
Ravens.
like 2 days ago.
I just got it 2 minutes ago.
Wow. Well, at least
The
I know.
YouTube
notifications.
are just they're a joke. The YouTube
Yeah.
notifications are a joke.
Yeah.
They don't even notify you when you actually go live. I don't get notified when we go live.
Yeah.
So crazy. Well, now if you want to go watch something about Chuck Pagano,
There you go.
there you have it.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the wheel again.
Yep.
Just so we have the proof. 6
That's-
entries.
Okay,
There
there
it
you
goes.
go.
Now you can see
Okay,
it.
six entries there. We're gonna spin it. Here we go.
Here we go.
Bundle Rooski.
Remind everybody what they're winning.
Way.
Oh,
Rick. Rick.
Rick.
Oh, Rick Arnold.
Rick Arnold.
Rick Arnold, and
Hey.
actually who
Yeah.
the wheel
Oh,
went from.
man.
It was
Joe
on the line and
to Rick.
barely went
Oh.
over.
I thought it was Joe all the way.
Joe,
there.
I'm not gonna lie. It was,
Let me see if we
You
can get,
exit out and you'll see.
if we can see how close
Yeah.
this was.
Put it. Yeah, that one.
It might be hard to. You can't see it.
You can't see
you
it.
see
Do you want me to put it up to the camera?
No, it's okay.
We're just gonna screen.
It's fine.
We'll just take a
Screenshot it.
Everybody
There
knows
you
it's
go.
Rick.
All right.
That's Rick.
that was
literally.
That was
in
down to
Joe.
the
It was
wire.
you the whole time. and then-
Joe got snatched from defeat.
Wow.
Literally.
On the
damn.
jaws of victory.
Ray said his dad said he could grab the football for him.
How about that?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Make sure to tell your
Okay.
dad. Tell your dad to stop
Yeah,
by.
yeah.
Yeah, Brady, we just need the name of your dad or to stop by, and that football is yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going on with it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Wow.
Phenomenal.
I did not know a wheel spin could be that electric.
Also,
Dude,
make sure.
we need more of that. It's like spin the globe. We need
Yeah.
that back. We need to get that back.
Joe, I'm not gonna lie. That was
It's
that was
cra-
kind of crazy. Hey, Brady, good luck.
Yeah. Also, Brady.
Yeah. All right. Good luck, Brady.
Good luck, and
Make sure your
his
dad.
name's Chris.
Make sure your dad
Right.
thanks you. By the
Yeah,
way.
we can't have some random person
He gets
coming
the
up here.
privilege of meeting the show. He gets to hold on to that Santana Moss and make sure, that you get the ball, not your dad.
Yeah, well, hopefully we don't have some
I
random
love. And
person
good luck
coming
on
up.
the AP World exam.
Yeah.
And that too. Yeah. Good
Good
luck.
luck.
Stay in school, kids.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hopefully you don't have some random person come up here and saying they're Chris and taking the football away. We gotta
Yeah,
get
I've
some
got-
like
We'll have some
If-
verification.
Yeah.
ID verification.
We'll have a little bit of verification there. Oh, guys, it's you know what? I really do love coming up here for shows.
It's
yeah,
fun.
it's a
It is
fun
fun.
atmosphere. Really fun atmosphere.
we do love our studio, but we do love coming up to Hollywood Casino Charlestown races in West Virginia. Cool.
I don't know. We're getting so good
Yeah,
at,
and,
at just the ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Brady, we'll go get to him in a second after we hop off.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, we
we'll
can.
find it.
Yeah, we'll
Zach
figure
will
it out.
do
Rocco.
it. Zach will
Get
do an
Rocco to find
interpreted
it. Yeah,
dance.
Rocco.
Rocco,
Rock out.
get here. Get your ass over here.
Want to dance
Do-
with somebody?
Actually, do something.
I want to.
No. Don't give it to him. Ask Chris Mathias to come here.
The person who won. The person
Yeah, go find him.
His dad's here who won it.
we're at.
We're trying to find him.
He's at the rope. They said he won't let him in.
Where did he get?
I love making Rocco go do shit.
He
won't come back for a while now.
He can't get back. It's blocked off. Did he get kicked out of the casino?
I don't know.
No.
No,
He
he-
can't get-
he-
I don't think he can get back into the heart.
I don't think Rocco has.
I don't.
any
I don't think.
idea.
I think he thinks
If
Chris.
you can see Rocco right now.
And,
my God. Is that Chris?
oh.
Hey, is
Chris!
that
There he is.
Hey! There he is. Go get him, Rocco.
Good job, Rocco. Great work.
There he is.
This is live right here.
Who's this guy?
Live.
This guy looks like Triple H.
Chris.
I'm not gonna lie.
Nice to meet you. This is yours.
Yep.
No, that's not yours.
Well, not yours. Yeah. Down. Make sure it gets home, Brady. Make sure it gets home.
But we're glad it worked out. Awesome. Yeah, he was excited to have you guys up here. Unfortunately, can't get in to see him.
Well, no, I told him we'll be back for other events in West Virginia, so we'll make it work.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, can we sit down for a second? Come on
Look
in.
at Rocco doing the PR thing.
Yeah, look at Rocco doing something.
Rocco things.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by.
Absolutely.
And you guys are right around the corner?
We are. We live about 5 minutes away, and we watch you guys twice a week, and then Kevin and Zach react all the time.
Appreciate it.
There you go.
I'm a
There you
little
go.
terrified with what's going to happen during the season, but
We're all
Are you-
going to act normally. Nothing.
so you O's fan?
Oh, ever since your dad came up in '83, man.
Oh boy.
It's die hard.
Well, we're gonna have a lot more. We're going down to spring training. We're figuring out the time and dates.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we got a lot of things. We have some other guests. Maybe I'll tell you since you're here on what we got planned.
That's what I'm saying. This guy
looks like
Triple H. Anybody ever tell you that?
If I was built like Triple H, that would be. Even
I'm
better,
just
though.
saying.
I think you kind of are.
Yeah.
Yep, it's confirmed.
Yep.
Your son says yes. Yep, that's
Yep.
it. Thanks.
That's good to hear.
That's amazing. So you guys live up here. I mean, what else can we do in West Virginia if we're going to come back for an event?
I'll be honest with you. There's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
The casinos.
You got the casino, and you got a lot of townhomes going up, and that's about it.
Okay, so we'll find a way, or we'll have an
Absolutely.
event where we can all meet in the middle, maybe even. So,
Absolutely.
We'll go
You
to
guys come out to the local little league. And
yeah, what do we got
do a
going on
trip
over
from
there?
Oh, there's baseball. This is a big baseball town.
Really?
Amazing.
Baseball. A lot of state championships through the high school. So
Amazing.
absolutely.
Huh.
And then the baseball season, I guess, is starting for all that. And
They're
What's
now.
it?
They're
Right now?
They're lifting and flex practicing right now. Yeah.
right now,
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
absolutely.
Maybe I feel like I wasn't that far removed, but I don't know if I was doing that. I just would do. I play basketball in the winter, so I would do. I'd throw and hit, but I really didn't get into it until basketball was done.
Absolutely.
So,
It's better to be an athlete than an actual baseball player.
yeah, right, Kevin, ready to be good to be an athlete. So we Kadri, he's still upset because Kadri Ismail yesterday kept telling him that he's got too much baby fat over there. So Q is he's an interesting individual.
Yeah.
We love Q. He's amazing.
Absolutely.
But he just wants
Yeah.
scorched earth on there. But what else would you want for Kevin and Zach to do for the season? Out of curiosity.
Just keep it real.
Keep it real?
Absolutely keep it real. I love the honest takes about the Orioles. You can't beat that because you don't get that all the time.
It's nowhere
Appreciate
else.
it. Yeah.
It's good. And anything else? Would your son want anything that we could do?
He just loves listening to everything. Everything you guys put out, he is a huge fan of, and hopefully he is passing his AP World Test right now.
He did say.
He just said that it's going to be rough.
He said it could be tough.
He texted me the topic, and I told him I couldn't help him. I had
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah, that's gosh.
That's incredible.
I love this.
I don't know if my dad would have the same reaction. Actually, my dad, my mom definitely.
Mom definitely not.
Oh my
Yes,
god! If
when
I
his
was
mom
like,
finds out about this, it's over.
hey, but it's a great story.
I was
It's a
gonna say,
great,
the
you
football,
won't
they
believe.
got something.
You won't believe what happened. Well, amazing, and we'll try to figure out ways. I reached out to actually Brady before we came up because I finally saw the message. Figure out a time that maybe figure something out for an Oriole game. How about that?
Absolutely, man. That'd be amazing.
We can do that.
100%.
Cool.
Yes,
Wait.
I appreciate that.
Chris,
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank
great
you, everything
meeting
guys
you.
do. Nice to meet you.
And we got a lot,
You
but
too.
if you got ideas, let us know so we can keep making this better.
100%. Yes, sir.
All right.
All right,
Appreciate
Thanks,
you,
guys.
Chris.
Appreciate you.
Don't
Thank
forget this, though.
Yeah, the prize
Yeah,
possession.
yeah,
Don't forget that.
You have a great one.
See you, Chris. Amazing. Hey, Brady, good luck.
Yeah,
and if
good
you
luck in
fail,
18.
we need to know.
This kid's never going to forget this day.
Pass
That's
or fail.
incredible.
I'm telling you, we're going to figure out. And Brady, I'll let you know. I know he wants to find different ways to interact and meet. And I know with a lot of the Ryan Ripken Show community, we are going to figure out doing some sort of thing around baseball season in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Maybe if it's an event or getting them down for a game, we're going to get that
Yo,
sorted
what
out.
are the odds of this?
That is incredible.
Brady say this is awesome.
The-
This is awesome.
just so happened that his dad's here and he wins, and we.
Well,
We could just have
Brady,
fun it.
so Brady did message me so on Instagram, I'm trying to figure out how to read certain messages. Sometimes it goes to different sections.
Yeah.
So then I saw it, and he said, "Hey, I'd love a chance to meet up with you guys, but I can't get into the casino."
Well, yeah.
And I said, unfortunately, I can't do anything before or after just for timing, but we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize his dad was here.
Yeah.
He ends up winning. He's in the middle right before taking an AP exam.
Yeah.
Lord help you.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
That was amazing. This is why
That's
we
awesome.
come to
I
West
love it.
Virginia right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, this
Where
is
magic happens.
where magic
Are we getting
happens.
kicked off right now?
No, Rocco has
I don't
no
know.
say.
Rocco's just standing there menacingly.
The people want to see
Do you want to say
Rocco.
hi for a
Yeah,
second
come
before we
on,
sign
sit down.
off?
Sit down.
Yeah, Rocco, come
Come
sit for a sec. Come
You
sit
can just
for a
say
sec.
hi for a second.
For a second.
No, well, no, I shouldn't say for that.
Yeah.
He's like, no, and he's been waiting.
I don't trust you guys. I don't trust anybody.
Okay, now you can leave.
Yeah, thanks, Rocco.
Good
Rocco
job.
DeSangro, everybody.
Hey.
All right, thank you for tuning in to the Ryan Ripken Show. That's going to do it for today. Have a day.
Rock, how
That's
you
the
doing? How are the wings tasting going on upstairs?
It's going pretty good. I can see them doing it right now. They're killing it. So it's nice to see. We got Fat Vic the Wingman. That's his name. Is
Fat Vic?
Yeah,
Fat Vic with a PH.
Oh.
He is the premier wing review guy
Yeah.
in this
Oh.
area, and
Okay.
I think soon it's going to be just across the entire United States. Like his content pops.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
He's
really
had
good.
Clinton Portis on. He reviews like every single wing spot in Maryland and the DC and Virginia area. So
Yeah.
Huh.
out here in West Virginia, we got him out at Hollywood Casino for this big event with Santana Moss. So they're doing their review right now. I'm hoping these wings get at least a 9 because that's what they gave them, and we can't let Fat Vic put us to shame because that would look really bad on us if the wing review guy came in and he's just like dunks on us.
I'll be honest.
I would imagine he probably ranks it kind of like a Dave Portnoy does, where it's a tough ranking.
It's going to be.
We're not as good.
No round numbers though. You guys were like, it's like, oh, 9-3, and you're like, yeah, 9-3. I agree. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Why give me that look, Zach?
Did you just insult our wing?
Ours, yeah, not his. By the
Us-
way, a guy up there, his name's Nick. He knows you. He works at WRDR, and he went to Marshall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
actually.
We are.
There's 3 Marshall. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We're everywhere. The herd.
The herd.
The herd, baby.
You heard. What's up, buddy?
Mike Green.
How you doing?
I'm good,
I don't know
Rock.
why you
How
said
are
that.
you
That's you.
doing?
Doing great.
Are you?
Yeah, doing great.
Okay. Worried about you. But I think someone asked who could eat the most wings.
It's me.
It's probably Rocco.
1,000%.
Who can choke on the most chicken wing bones on their 30th birthday?
Yeah, it's me. It's me also. Who will spend
I
the
was gonna
night
say.
in the emergency room on their 30th? That is also
Tom,
Rocco.
We finally did it, Tom. Now that's a herd. That's a herd. He said last night, yesterday's, we had to get at least 3 Ravens to be Marshall guys because that's a herd. Can't just have 2.
That's fair.
Can't.
So now we got a herd here.
Boys, how about Santana Moss? Just a great guy.
Great dude.
Incredible
Great
person.
guy.
He is awesome. Honestly, I love the way he flowed talking about with Washington.
Yep.
Being objective, but also being real with it.
Yep.
And I got to hear more U stories. I'm glad he went back to a story from the U and also just talking about Reggie Wayne. Okay, we're not thinking much of it. Like, oh man, he might be a problem. And making that play. I love when players' eyes light up on stuff that they probably don't talk about much.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, all right, we got to get him back on to talk more about football and life.
And we will.
Yeah,
We will.
He's amazing. We were saying before, like, and he talked about Terry McClellan, and Scary Terry to me had to deal with the same stuff, Rock. As far as talented player, team wasn't very good. Now Terry finally had that. Santana never had that chance.
No, and it's good to see a guy like Terry get that chance. And it's unfortunate
hell
that
yeah.
Santana never had that chance because he was one of the more talented wide receivers that we got to see during that era and during that time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's great to see him still involved with the Washington franchise and doing what he's doing now and, out at events and showing like how much he loves this place. So it's a great dude overall. And he's literally done everything we've asked him to do at this event and like hasn't even batted an eyelash. Like he's been fantastic to work with.
He's been awesome.
Yeah, truly.
He's real. That's what we love. That was the easiest part when I talked to him before. I'm like, hey, what do you want to talk about? Anything you want to talk about? He goes, No, because I'm just happy to be up here.
What's
I'm
with this
excited to
helmet,
get on.
Rock? Is this going being sold to somebody?
Yeah,
What's-
this is a
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we're getting this. We got the nice.
No, I just wanted
Santana
to
Moss
put it
jersey.
on.
Wasn't
No,
asking.
you're not putting it on, Zach.
This is what
because
I'm talking
you know what
about.
happens
It's just
when you put
nothing.
the
We
helmet
can't
on?
do anything
No,
here.
you idiot. When you put a helmet on with your sweaty hair that you probably haven't washed in
Washed
5 weeks,
this morning.
because that's what it looks like, you can't put the helmet on because it'll
Jesus
devalue it.
This is just crazy.
I'm just saying. It's like
This is
nobody
crazy.
wants your greasy.
This is crazy. If he
hair,
put it
lice,
on, it
whatever you
would
have in there.
stick to his head with all the
Oh my god.
with all the product in
Anyway,
there.
yeah,
Point
this-
being is it's not ours.
Yes.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you,
find a
kids.
helmet to put on.
That was literally
I'm
like
gonna let Kevin sub in for me because I got to go back to it.
I also like that Kevin
Go back to work.
Kevin
Go back.
solely sitting just because Kevin was sitting on the end, his seat became the Kevin. You have to stand up every time someone
Kevin's
came
gotta
over.
stand.
Kevin,
Kevin,
has
on,
on
to be
the end.
fair,
Well,
Kevin
Kevin-
offered that seat.
he
Yeah,
did.
Kevin
And Kevin is now intertwined forever in history with Santana Moss
There you go.
and Rocco.
Love you guys. Hate you, Joe. And I'll leave you with 2
And
final
Brady's
words.
dad.
Ruck Facco.
Get
There
him
we
off
go.
the show.
Goodbye.
Kick him off the tour.
We do need to get some of those shirts. We
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
We got to try to make a lot of different variations. The O's are fine.
I know we just don't have enough people.
You know, I wonder what the
Enough time in
reaction
the
would have
day.
been if
No.
you had tweeted Ravens are fine after.
After
The
that.
Ravens are fine.
We getting out of here?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we are. I think that was
Yeah.
great. We let Rocco have his 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I told you. He was, oh, no, I don't need to say that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get out of here.
All right.
All right.
Cue it.
All right.
And your good tea would be great too. Oh yeah. As always here at the Ryan Ripken Show, appreciate you guys joining us for a special show up here at Hollywood Casino Charlestown Races. Yeah.
West
Virginia. You guys have a day, have a night, have a great stinking Friday, and we will see you guys again next week as we get ready for our Super Bowl Radio Row coverage. Bow.